All aboard. I'm hoping this has gotten the microphone issue back up to a level where folks can hear me. I'm being told that no, they can't hear me. So hopefully this solves that issue. I'm Kelly Jack. This is How Not to Game with Kelly Jack, and this is the pretty version of Simutrans, the Pak128. This is the base version. There are 3 other versions, and when I go bankrupt in this game, which is probably going to happen, I have decided to allow myself to play the other versions in order. So I'll go Britain, German, Japanese, alphabetical order. Just so that folks get a chance to see that there are different games out there and that some of them might be fun. And some are challenging. I mean, I'm going to be very honest. This game is a bear. Now, this is my first honest try at playing the Pak128, and I've had a lot of issues. I had discovered clearance issues, which explained to me why I was having so many problems with bridges before. I discovered the signals do work slightly differently. I definitely discovered the pathing slightly differently. I swear it's slightly differently because these guys are a little bit more, we're going to find screw-ups. But then again, that could also be the way I've laid out the track. Now, there are a couple things I've been meaning to fix in the game, and we're going to do those real quick. First one is I've gotten tired of that crossover right there. That crossover has caused me more headaches, more heartache than I care to think about. Two, I need to figure a better way to hold trains for our junction, which I've never really needed. And, you know, that's a good thing to do. And this is the power spur junction. So we're going to call this and we'll just call it Nightmare. Here we go. So we got Nightmare Junction here. I've been looking at Peterborough, and I've been trying to figure out, do anybody work at... Yes. So I could get some workers from Peterborough and Basingstoke out here. We're doing all right with the train, but we now have, at this point in time, with 25 buses. So it's time to come back up here. There's my road vehicles. One moment, please. And I do apologize. I got a bit of a frog in my throat this morning. So I've got the Praga, which is a cheap, slow bus, small, 128th version of the Stol. The Regal, and this, more passengers, not quite double the speed, not even double the speed, maybe, 12 kilometers more an hour. So we'd call that our version of the Empire. And then we got the Gaz 2, which is kind of like our Icarus. Not quite as fast as the Icarus. Cheaper. more pricey than the Empire, and I think he's actually cheaper than the Stole. Wow. But I definitely want to have the fastest bus that I can on this schedule. Why? Because we're going to do a bus that's going to do something fun. So today we are expanding our network a bit. Even though we're deep in the hole, this game I'm running with the training wheels still on, yes. Next game, yeah, we're going to kick them off. Now, I don't like how this is set. All right, let's see. We're going to have to figure something out here. And I think it's actually going to be better to come the other way. I made my mistake. There we go. Unlike a lot of people, I admit when I screwed up. Connect our road, connect our road. This is going to be our bus stop. And we're just going to do a simple bus stop. And we need to have a road doing at least 40 for this stretch. So we're going to have to cobblestone it. That way we don't lose too much speed. Our main road's doing 55. I just don't feel like spending that extra money yet. Hi. Come down here where I like you. Road tools. Thank you. You. Schedule. Because of where he's coming from, we're going to have him stop here first. And then we're going to have him come over to a stop in this community, which is going to have a shelter. And we're going to put it right by the town hall, the original town hall. Now that's interesting. Park my lists down where I like them. And this is going to be my stage line to launch. So I'm going to come into here, find that bus. He's not a line though. Remember, we goofed up. Didn't give him a line name. There's the Gaz 2. Did I give it a line name? Yes, okay, it did give it a line name. Line 14. Okay. So this is going to be my Petersborough power bus. And he's probably going to lose money initially until people realize they can transfer to the train and get over to Telford. And we have just too much running here. I can see that already. Between the fancy pants and all the other things we've got running, yeah, I probably should go through and consolidate the company at some point. Now, the next thing I want to take a peek at is station coverage. You know, in the desert, this is a little bit easier to see. But not perfect. So we're going to go to our color play outlet. There we go. That red stands out, makes it dark enough. I think everybody should be able to see the change in tone. All right, so we've got an area of town over here that's not being served, one up here and one over here. And we want to try to convince the town to grow. And I got no problems with spending a little bit of money here, like I did in my other communities, to encourage growth. And then we're going to send a bus down there to do a circulation route to gather people up and give people hope of having a transport network someday. So to do that, I really sometimes wish station coverage was not in the options bar, but up here. Show hide object owner. Ah, so that lets me know where my stuff is. That's a nice tool that I can use in 64, but probably wouldn't work. All right, let's come back over here. We've got the bus doing its first back and forth to the power plant. And we're going to grab a Praga, come back over to Petersborough, and set him up with a small little bus route. And we're going to tell him to come this way because I kind of want him to see that, hey, the turnaround actually kills time too. No minimum loads. And that's to remind myself that I kind of want to build a cross street up here that'll connect on a loop down the road to encourage the town to grow that way. Now, town growth is slower, it seemed, even slower than 64. So this may or may not work. And there's my first bus with 4 stops. Now back in Telford, Telford's grown quite a bit, as we can see. And it's time to check our line service on the Telford trolley. And we got enough trolleys to drive us nuts right now. And we're losing money on only 2. All of a sudden, that big money loser is becoming our big money maker. Matter of fact, I think, well, we're losing $18,000 a year, but what's our monthlies and what's the chart looking like? Chart's looking pretty steady. We're not actually changing the flow yet. Go to the years. It is an upward trend lately. It's slight. This was all the deployments, and then as we built ridership, I think as ridership grows, we'll be able to take and grow it. But I kind of want to look at his schedule. Why? Because I think I had left. Nope, I had him stopping at all the stops. Good. I couldn't remember if this one was turned off or not early on. So we can let him keep going. We do need to start considering, especially down here on the south end, a bus that will go along, maybe pick up people out here, just beyond his reach, and over here, just beyond his reach. In fact, I'm kind of liking that idea. You, Mr. Tree. Oh, there was a sloping issue. That's why. Okay. Yeah, it's tougher to see. And then the city goes in and puts in a street. Okay, fine. I've got an answer for that. I don't need to spend that money. Eventually, the city will overpave it, and it'll be the city's. Um, Out here, this is something I think we did to get ourselves out there, and it's now owned by the public service, whereas the joint is owned by us. Yeah. So as they upgrade it, they take over. So I lay dirt. Let's go ahead and do that, and we'll expand a couple of bus stops out here. So I'm kind of doing one here, and I don't care that I'm getting overlap. I know I can hear people in my head already saying, why the overlap? Well, the overlap has its own purpose. And we're now going to go get a bus. I just need a Praga because it's in town. It's not really going to get up. There's a lot of dirt roads still. Why beat up and spend a lot of money? So we're going to have him do the route in reverse the first time. So there, 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 and then come back up to here, copy backwards, promote to line, I do miss the north-south arrow. I don't like the fact that it doesn't rotate this to tell you that north is over here or what have you. I really wish they would bring that back. I liked that orientation. All right, so that's one more bus. That will help get more people onto the trolley. And then I do need, because we are thicker, at the same time there's a road down it, except for on this one. So this is the only home really not getting served. I can live with that. Down the road, if these guys, we need to service it, we'll do it. Unfortunately, we're kind of bunched up here, so I'm going to tell that guy, hi, I want to look at your schedule. Till I see him unbunched a little bit. I want him down towards Telford City Square Gardens. Yeah, you can go. Yes, manually unbunching sometimes is required. There is a way to do it through scheduling, but there is not, like in OpenTTD, the unbunch by servicing. And here in a minute, I'm going to need to stop, so I'm just going to stop here. My coffee cup is empty. Hopefully, this has been a better volume level for you. And let me know on that, because this is the beginnings. This is the birthing of a channel. I'm going to keep posting the games regardless until they tell me I can't, or I physically can't. just for giggles. It may not be as much of a flow as it is right now. Some of this is backlog. Some of this is just pure frantic. I gotta do something in between things. Have a great day. Have a better day than I'm having.